Hi, welcome back to Renee Roof Music. Hey. Everyone is doing well. Renee, how are you?
I'm fabulous. How are you?
Excellent.
We're just hunkering down for the hurricane.
We're
not quite sure what it's going to do to us.
No, it didn't look great, but
it's not as bad as Florida.
The weather here can be very odd, so we'll see.
We'll see.
It's a lot of rain.
It'll be rain. A lot of wind.
A lot of wind.
Yeah.
So
good times.
Yeah, I love that you never know what we're gonna do for music.
No, left field. I think when you're planning these podcasts, I can picture you like this, behind the computer, how am I gonna get this? And I just show up like a puppy. I'm like, what are we doing?
No, this is gonna be great. I decided today was gonna be a highlight day.
Oh.
We're gonna highlight Dolly Parton today.
Dolly! Well, we did talk about Dolly.
We talked about her for a hot second, so I decided she needed a whole episode.
Dolly needs a whole.
Dolly needs a whole.
She will get many things for many years.
She will. So what I've decided to do is, I don't know if you've seen those YouTubes where it'll be like celebrities will come on and they'll be reading off like the top Google searches with their name.
No, but I feel like I casually saw a TikTok about that maybe.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah.
But yeah, so like the celebrity will go on and they'll have a whole list of what the top search questions were, and then they'll have to answer them.
Hey.
So I was like, we're gonna do that for Dolly today.
Wait, do I have to answer them?
No. But we're just gonna highlight. We're gonna use that as our way to highlight her.
Okay.
Because she is fantastic.
She's fantastic.
Love Dolly. So the first one was, what are Dolly Parton's accomplishments? I mean, the list could go on and on, but
I think she's so understated.
Oh, she is.
I think that there's and I feel like part of it is she kind of just is doing her thing, and she's it's not like she needs the fanfare
No, I mean that's the thing. I mean she's received 50 Grammy Award nominations. She's won 10 of them. She's received the Lifetime Achievement Award. She was nominated for 2 Academy Awards, 3 Emmy Awards, and 1 Tony Award. And she has sold more than 100 million albums worldwide. I mean,
you can stop there,
right?
Say less.
I was going to say, to say she was understated, I mean, my God, she's done so much.
50!
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going, what?
Right? I mean, to be fair, her career has spanned 7
decades. How did she get started?
Music. So her career she kind of started to get famous in 1967.
Okay.
So it was fully singing. So
just kept going.
So if you don't know, she came from a dirt poor family.
No, I did not know.
11 siblings.
This sounds like Shania Twain.
Yeah, country roads, Tennessee.
Yeah.
But she was always happy.
That's the secret.
Just as happy as could be, and she just never stopped. She said that there were old instruments around her house all the time, so she just learned how to play guitar.
Passed her time.
Yeah.
That's
awesome. And so she just started, and so 1967 was kind of when her career started. So I just kind of started playing, and so the next one is what makes Dolly Parton so special. Her image as a dynamic pop culture icon goes beyond that of a popular music star. She's known as a country music star with deep roots in early Nashville country music scene, as well as an actress in Hollywood and a businesswoman with theme parks. And
I was just in Nashville and we were talking about Dollywood. I think since college, I'm I just want to see Dollywood. I don't even know what to expect with Dollywood.
I don't either. I've never been.
Is it a Busch Gardens, but it's Dolly Parton theme?
I think it is.
Is that basic? If you've been there, drop your comments about what you love about it. Then I was does she ever go to her own theme park and show up and hi, I'm Dolly? I love that.
Well, so I think they said there's over 11,000 employees.
What?
At all of those parks.
What? All of those? I know about Dollywood.
There's 20.
What?
Yeah, because there's it spans off. So there's Dollywood, and there's Dollywood of this and that. And there's it's a whole thing.
God, I'm learning so much.
So and employees refer to her as Dreamer in Chief.
See, I just said in that last episode, I was it's so nice to be able to empower people and make enough money to employ people and give them. So it sounds like they're very happy in their
Oh, absolutely. I mean, she's done so much. I mean, and that's the thing. I feel like coming from such humble beginnings, she just wants to empower everybody.
It was not handed to her.
No, it was handed to her.
It was not handed to
So,
her.
so the next one was how did Dolly Parton change the world? I mean,
the world.
Countless ways. But the one that they are referring to is she enriched the lives of millions of children through books. She launched her Imagination Library in 1995 to distribute free, high-quality books to children in their hometown from birth until they reach school age, regardless of their family's income. Did you know about this? I knew about this.
How did you know? Well, you're from Tennessee.
I just love.
No, but didn't you grow up?
I did. I mean, it was not in the town that I did not get the books. So this was like in the specific. This was in her hometown.
Oh, her hometown.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the mission she had for her people,
right.
which is probably a poorer area. Okay.
So, but yeah, and I mean, millions of books have been sent out free, just free books. So,
good for her.
Yeah. So Imagination Library is a huge thing. Like, I mean, it's funny because I've heard people say, why isn't she not a billionaire? Because she keeps giving stuff away. Like, she could be a multi-billionaire, but she just gives away stuff all the time.
What do you do with all that money?
Well, exactly. She's like, why am I going to keep it all?
What do you do with all that money?
So she just wants to,
She still lives her nice life.
She does. Lives a great life. Let's see.
Her and I identify even more with her than I even did in the past. But and that would be me too. Like, I would want to give it back.
Right. Well, exactly. So, I mean, they said one of her biggest accomplishments was she was honored with a new record title for most decades on the U.S. Hot Country Songs chart at 7.
Did you say most decades?
Yes. Most decades. With 7.
7 decades?
Yeah. And most.
How old is Dolly?
she's up there. and most number.
We don't talk about a lady's age.
Right, don't know.
We don't talk about a lady's
and
age.
most #1 hits on the U.S. Country Songs chart by a female at 25.
Jeez.
So, I mean, she literally started right out of the gate and just did not stop. Did not stop.
So, I grew up in Canada.
Yeah.
We had one country station where I grew up, and they played Shania Twain. I think it existed because of Shania Twain.
This was her station.
The Canada's like, I guess we need a country station. And if you're watching this, you're Canadian and you know different. My memory of growing up in Canada was that there was pop and rock and da-da-das and oldies and, but you struggled to scroll, and this is AM/FM years. You struggled to, the dial, you struggled to scroll and hit a country station. Then when I moved to Virginia, I was like, you couldn't find anything, but I was like, where's all the music? I was like, it's all country. So we only casually heard about Dolly, and I say I'm so generalizing, in the pocket of living in Canada that I existed in, only casually heard of Dolly until I moved down here. And then I was at college with Tennesseans and all these people that were from the deep south country roots, and they're just like, Dolly, 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 Dolly. And I was like, what is she doing?
Right.
Yeah, so over time it's hard to not hear anymore else.
Well, I just love how real she is. She does not care what anyone thinks. She's just living her best life.
And if we could all and that's what I think too happens, especially, all humans suffer from this.
Yes.
But celebrities, especially, you get into this space where you feel like you've got to look away or be away and all that. And I think true happiness is when you don't buy into that. And you're just like, look, I want to be a good person. I want to treat people right. I want to do right by people. And I'm going to just keep moving forward and accomplishing dreams and goals. And if you want to come along, great. And the rest of it is a wash. You don't like me. I mean, I don't think she's ever, in my more recent memories of her, has ever cared if someone hasn't liked something she did.
I mean, she will laugh about it. She's like, why would I care?
I mean, she's plastic everything from our
and she laughs about it.
She loves it.
She's like, this is who I am. She's like, I just want to be a Barbie doll. So
I want to be a Barbie, so I made one.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, she said, if you see someone without a smile, give them one of yours.
Did she say that?
She said that. I love that.
Oh, that might go on my Facebook today.
Right? Yeah. So I mean, let's talk about quotes for a second.
Okay.
She's got some good ones. The way I see it, if you want the rainbow, you got to put up with the rain.
Wow! As we're about to head into torrential.
Yeah,
but you can't get a rainbow without rain.
You can't. It's not gonna happen.
And you gotta learn to dance in the rain.
Well, exactly.
I think that's it too.
Yeah.
Right? I think she says put up with it, but like you gotta dance in the rain.
You gotta love it.
Yeah. Because then you find your rainbow pot of gold. Because you Chad and I joke because that's like I live my life with a bunch of rainbows.
Right.
He's like, that explains so much.
Why do we love the rainbows? I love it. If you don't like the road you're walking, start paving another one.
And that was actually a conscious decision I made in my life. Like, and like, there's actually, so to go into like psychology, there's actually studies that show that neurological pathways are established in our childhood. You know, so our belief systems become these neurological highways that were built in our youth, and that, you know, we the mind, your thought processes always travel the path of least resistance. And so if you're traveling a road in your mind that you don't love, that's in part probably because it was built in your youth, and that you can actually shift and build a new path and abandon that road and go down a whole new way. And I think so often we want to blame our past for why we're not this and why we're not that. In reality, all the things that you're not are because you haven't actually taken the effort to do something else. Because you can.
Yeah.
You literally can make whatever road you want.
Well, exactly. So I'm just like, and I feel like she had to do that a lot as well.
Well, you imagine if she grew up as poor as she did, her mind, like, the potential for her mindset in her youth would have not have been one of wild success.
Like she would have had to overcome a lot.
Many mental hurdles, especially probably a
bad.
family that didn't believe it was possible because of where they were.
Right.
Yeah, that's amazing.
You'll never do a whole lot unless you're brave enough to try.
I
feel like it's exactly what she did.
Overcoming fear.
Yeah.
Because on the other side of failure is success. So like the fear of failing is the thing that stops people from trying. But you got to fail a few times to get, like, if I think of all the times that I would have given up.
Right?
Because I fell flat on my face. Wouldn't be anywhere. Oh, Dolly's so wise.
Oh, she is. And then she says, I'm not going to limit myself just because people won't accept the fact that I can do something else.
Because I'm not going to limit myself.
I'm not going to limit myself just because people won't accept the fact that I can do something else.
That's deep.
Yeah.
Like, that's like, I was like trying to digest that. That's deep because I think a lot of times we're so influenced by the people around us.
Yeah.
And people are like, you're too old, you're too young, you're too this. Everyone has an opinion, and what's funny is usually what they're saying are their very own limitations.
Usually it's a mirror.
They're projecting onto you what they feel about themselves. And sadly, especially when they're influential people in our lives, we tend to absorb it. Like, oh, this is true. You know, instead of like Dolly saying, I don't care what you think I'm capable or not capable of. I'll go ahead and try whatever it is I want to try. And, you know, you can sit back and watch.
I imagine she probably had to face a lot of ridicule. Like the more plastic she became, they're like,
well, that too.
What are you doing?
Yeah, that too.
What are you doing to yourself? She's like, I'm doing whatever I want to do, and I'm going to look fabulous doing it. Which is exactly what she did. So.
And that's just it. She's like, I feel amazing, I look amazing, and she operated on that space. Good for her.
So it's like, all right.
Yeah.
Well, of course we can't. We're on a music podcast. We've got to talk about Over songs.
My songs.
So, well, if Dolly, like, I guess I'd say probably the 4 top songs that I feel like she's famous for are Jolene, I'll Always Love You, 9 to 5, and Coat of Many Colors.
Yeah.
So, and the interesting thing is that Jolene and I Will Always Love You were the same year.
Wow, she crushed it that year.
And
Jolene and I Will Always Love You, like, Whitney took that.
Yeah, Whitney.
Almost tried to make it her own.
Whitney made that.
I didn't even know it was Dolly. Our last podcast, we covered that. Like, I didn't even know it was her. I always thought it was Whitney.
Yeah, because if you saw the last podcast, you know that Elvis actually tried to take that song, and she did not give it to him.
She said no, sir.
No, sir. And I can't even imagine
Elvis doing it?
what that would have been like. Like hearing Whitney having done it now, I'm like, how on earth would he have made that successful? Like, I just don't feel like that's in his wheelhouse at all.
It would have gone gospel.
Oh, yeah.
Where Whitney made it a power ballad, and
She
he would have,
did.
you know, it would have been a gospel. I don't think gospel would have had the same punch that the power ballad had.
No, not at all. And 9 to 5, she actually wrote on the set of the movie.
Did she? That's something I would do. You can inspire her, yeah. Like,
It inspired her.
I'm like, wait, I have to write about this. I've got to write Or does she not have kids?
She's not having kids.
Oh.
Dolly has 10 kids.
Dolly and I are like kids.
Yeah, right. She's been married for 50 some odd years.
Same guy.
Same guy.
No
Carl
kids.
Dean. Love Carl Dean.
Carl Dean.
Carl Dean. He's just an introvert, just a quiet soul.
Oh,
And they're just as happy. It's like, it's so funny because oftentimes she says, you know, whenever they ask how have you been married for so long, she's like, well, because I think she's been married for like 50 years. She's like, because I was out of the house for 45 moments.
That is so true.
Right. I was like, oh, Dolly.
Sometimes it's easier to stay married. We're not in each other's face 24/7.
But an interesting fact I love this about her that I read was that when she is home, she is not done up.
Oh.
Like
she's natural.
she's natural. And whenever they go out to eat, she does not dress up.
I would ever.
You would not recognize her because she's actually a brunette.
That's what is that, a wig?
Yeah.
Oh
Well,
no.
that's been wearing wigs forever.
So she will literally be covert.
So she looks like a little grandma when they go out to eat. She'll wear like a big coat to like hide her, you know, her parts. And she will literally look like a little grandma. They'll go out to eat, and I think it's adorable. I think it's just the cutest thing ever.
She is so fun.
She
thought that up.
Yeah.
She's like, she's so
I just love that about her.
I do.
So what she said, that this was her response. She actually was interviewed on Today, and she said, I didn't have children because I believed that God didn't mean for me to have kids, so everyone's kids could be mine. So I could do things like Imagination Library, because if I hadn't had the freedom to work, I wouldn't have done all the things I've done.
She's right.
So
That's a step in for a few years, and like when you have that person, like you've got to give your time and energy to them. There isn't time and energy for this project.
Yeah.
She's right.
So
And it's like, you know, when I didn't have a stepdaughter who I missed terribly, but when I didn't have her, I had so much time.
yeah.
So I was able to create and accomplish all these other many things. And I think some of us just aren't called to have kids. And instead we just adopt other people.
Yeah,
Like
so
Chad and I are adopting all of our children.
That's right. So you're able to build your family the way that
Yeah.
you're wanting to, and kind of be able to give back as much as
It
you
takes
want.
a community to raise
So,
one.
Yeah.
So being able to
absolutely.
support that is awesome. Yeah.
So she just has all of her children, which I think is amazing. So
Dolly, we love
I love
you.
Dolly. You're fabulous.
We love you.
She's the best.
She's the best.
So, but yeah, I mean, my gosh, she definitely, I don't feel like it's talked about enough.
No, so this one's for you.
Yeah, this one's for you. So she's done amazing things, had a life well lived, and she's still going.
And that will be me.
I mean, has no signs of stopping.
My dying day.
Right?
To my dying day.
Oh, all right, Fun Fact Friday.
Fun Fact Friday. Fun Fact Friday. Oh.
All right, so I thought this was very comical and very fitting. Do you know what karaoke means?
Okay, so we just finished talking about Dolly. And
Pop right
now
in.
we're gonna our fun fact is, I've never thought about it needing a definition.
I never did either.
Like as a word.
Yeah.
Because isn't karaoke the act of singing to someone else's music?
So it means empty orchestra.
Well, that seems contradictory because the orchestra's there, and you're singing.
Right. So I'm thinking maybe in terms of like you're being supported by a track as opposed to like.
The voice is empty.
Yeah.
And the orchestra is there. So the orchestra has been emptied of its lead.
Yeah. So.
Leave it to Chad.
Yeah. Right. So I don't have the two. It was a combination of two Japanese words that actually came together to
And that makes sense.
to mean empty orchestra.
Because it's the Asian culture that loves karaoke.
Yeah.
So
I was like,
like our friends next door run it.
oh, they love it.
Yeah, they're Vietnamese, and that is their favorite thing to do on the weekend is karaoke.
I've never done karaoke.
I have been. I don't like it though because I feel like I'm stuck artistically.
That's true.
Do this track like they did it, and I don't mind being stuck if I created the song, but if I didn't, I want to make it mine.
Yeah.
And I can't do that in karaoke. I've got to do what they did, and I'm like.
That's why it's always in the bars.
That's because if you drink enough, you sound like
Drink enough, you need to be on that. So.
Yeah. Well, thank you.
Yes.